Keyword research is possibly the most important step when starting an affiliate website, and even for established sites, keyword research can be one of the most valuable tools at your disposal. If you master the skill of finding keywords that your affiliate website can rank for, then you're going to find it 10 times easier to rank, which means more traffic and more revenue for your website. In this video, I'll be walking you through my entire keyword research process, and I'll be showing you step by step how I find keywords worth targeting. So let's dig in. Keyword research is an ongoing part of managing any affiliate website or portfolio of websites. But it's also important to start the keyword research before you even enter a niche. If you don't, then you could be costing yourself a lot of time and effort, and maybe even money, on a niche that is incredibly difficult to succeed in. However, if you get it right, then the chances of success become so much greater. Even niches that you might consider tough will have some keywords that are possible to rank for, and it's these keywords that give you the possibility of getting that early traffic that can give you that much needed traction in Google search. So now I've sold you on why keyword research is important, let's jump over to the computer and take a look at my step-by-step process. Honestly, it's easier than it sounds. So the first step really is the most common sense step, and what we're going to do is we're just going to think of keywords that our ideal audience might search for in our niche. Now, I am going to walk you through two examples in this video, but before I do that, it's important that you understand the 3 pieces of software or Chrome plugins that I use as part of this process. Now, they are paid plugins or paid tools, but they all have either free trials or very low cost trials, which will allow you to get 3 to 7 days worth of usage, which is more than enough to do quite a lot of keyword research, to be honest. So the first tool that I'm going to be showing you is Keywords Everywhere. Now, this is a Chrome extension. You can go to their website, keywordseverywhere.com, and like I say, it is a paid plugin, but this is the cheapest of all of them. And what this does is it gives you extra functionality inside of Google. So if we go into Google and we just search for something random, I don't know, like let's go for best electric cars. Then what this tool does is it gives us extra information up at the top here. So it gives us keyword volumes, and we can select that based on the country that we want to. So we can go UK, we can go United States, and then there's others. We can also go global. So just in the UK, we can see that there are 33,100 searches per month on average for best electric cars. So there's plenty of search volume. And what it also does is it gives us some trend data, so we can see that it's a growing trend. So particularly if you're looking at doing some niche research, then the trend is quite useful data to look at. It does give you a bit of an idea in terms of the difficulty of those keywords, so that is pretty useful as well. And then it gives you related keywords that, these can really help you to get a little bit more specific in terms of, and find keywords that are a little bit easier to rank for. So this is quite a cheap tool. If you go to the pricing, you can see here, it's $10 for 100,000 credits, which is probably gonna, that lasts me months. So if you don't get anything else, I would say certainly get Keywords Everywhere. Then there is also SERPworks. It's a little bit more expensive, but they do have a free trial. Like I say, this is a Chrome plugin as well. Now what this does, this is really useful for helping us to identify how competitive a search term is. And I use this tool all of the time. So this is the plugin here, we can switch it on. And again, this gives us extra functionality within Google itself. So it allows us to see a lot of data just in a snapshot. And the sort of information it gives us some Majestic data, it gives us Moz data, it gives us SEMrush data. We can also plug Ahrefs into it, so we can see that data in an instant as well. And I'm going to explain why these tools are important in a moment. And then finally, the last tool that I use is Ahrefs. Now this is the most expensive tool out of the 3. However, it's worth its weight in gold if you can afford it, even if you just get it for a month. But they do have a 7-day trial for $7, and I think it's a no-brainer really to go for that. So if you can, get the 7-day trial, get all your keyword research done, and export all that data, and then, you know, do whatever you want after that. You can cancel it. So those are the tools that we're going to be using in this demo today. Now the next step is to try and identify competition websites that are niche relevant but are fairly weak in terms of their domain authority or their DR or whatever metric you want to use. The point is they're going to be less competitive sites that are ranking on page one for certain keywords, and we're going to use those as the basis for our keyword research. So let's put that into practice, and I've selected a niche here of woodwork, and I was having a conversation with someone actually recently about this niche, and we looked at this keyword, best bandsaws. So this is all to do with woodwork, and we're looking for probably with this niche we'd be looking at informational articles but also product reviews and best of guides. So your typical kind of affiliate website really. So this keyword was one that we discussed and we threw it into Google, and this is a really good example I think for this process, because straight off the bat here, well first of all we can see that keywords everywhere gives us some interesting variations of that keyword. Quite a few with UK at the end, so if you were focusing on UK then it might be worth going after the UK keyword. And we can load the metrics for this if we want to. So if we load the metrics we can actually see the search volumes for these. So best bandsaw UK, 390 searches per month, and we can already see up here best bandsaws, 260 searches per month. So the UK keyword instantly actually is probably more valuable to us because it has more search. But let's go down now and let's switch on the SERPworks tool and see what data that gives us. I'm just going to close these down so it doesn't cover it up too much. So what we're looking for here, what I tend to look for is the DA of the competition sites. Now this jumps out to me as a really good keyword to go after already, because what I'm seeing here is in position 2 I'm seeing a niche relevant website, so it's toolsreview.uk. It's not even what we class as a premium TLD with just the .uk. So in the UK, the top level domains really are .co.uk's. And we can see it's a DA of 21. So instantly I'm looking there and I'm thinking, okay, this is quite useful. And then I'm going to look further down and I've got Woodsmith. So that's also a niche relevant website. It's a slightly higher DA. I've got this one here, pyracantha.co.uk. I'm not sure if that's niche relevant, but we could go in and have a look, but a fairly low DA. Machine Atlas, again, that sounds like niche relevant, low DA. Wood and Shop, niche relevant, a bit higher. Amazon, we tend to ignore any of the high DA sites or these kind of super e-commerce sites. We'll try and ignore those. The only thing I would say with this is if they were all over page 1, then I would probably steer away from it. Then we've got this horticulture.co.uk, which is slightly niche relevant, Home and Style, and then Thomasnet. So instantly I can see that this is probably worth going after. The more of these low DA sites on page 1, the better. What we can also do at this stage, and it's worth noting this, is we can see the word count on each page. So if you're starting to plan your content at the same time as looking at your keyword research, then you can start to plan how many words you think you're going to need for this site. Now there are tools that will do this for you, such as Surfer SEO, and I think there are others as well, but this is a free way of doing this, and you can just do it at the same time as your keyword research. And what I tend to do is look at the top 3 or 4 and then take an average. So this one's got 3,500, this one's got 4,000, this one's got just over 3, and then this one's got 6. So I probably would be looking at somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 words of content for that page. Now this is a really good example because what we're now going to do is we're going to throw this competitor into Ahrefs. But because on page 1 we've got a few competitors, we could do this process a few times. So let's take a look at toolsreview.uk. Let's open up that page, and if we look at the page first of all, it's worth taking a look. You can see it's very much a typical affiliate website. So we're going to throw it in anyway into Ahrefs, and this is really good because what we can see here is it's a DR21, so the DR DR is just Ahrefs metric, so DA is a Moz metric. They pretty much mean the same thing if you just think of it in terms of overall power of a website, and this is out of 100. So 21 is relatively low, and we can see they're ranking for nearly 18,000 keywords, and they're getting traffic of around 26,000 a month. It might even be a little bit higher than that. These are just estimates that this tool has come up with. But what we're going to do now is we're going to look at what keywords they rank for. And we can see literally everything. And we can see they've got 13,800 keywords in the UK. And we can go through this list. And ideally what we want to do at this stage is we want to find keywords that have got search volume at least of 100. I probably would suggest don't go for too much under that. But then what we also want to do is find keywords that have got a fairly low keyword difficulty. And what's nice with Ahrefs is we can even, because there's so many keywords here to look through, we can filter the results. Now, I would say try and ignore the keyword difficulties of 0, because they sometimes, I find that sometimes that might be an error on Ahrefs' part, whereas anything between a 2 and a 10 are going to be fairly easy to rank for, as long as you've got a relevant website. And so now what we can do, we've got all those keywords between the 2 and 10 difficulty level, and we can sort by volume. And again, we can go, we want anything over 100. And we can see here, we've got a range of keywords. Let's start at the top end and start to look for keywords that we can come up with. And you can see, now not all of these are going to be relevant. Now what I would also do is look to filter these by position, because what we want to specifically do is see what keywords this website, Tools Review UK, rank for on page 1, and look for those higher search volume keywords. So best jigsaw cordless, best combi drill, best laser level, best sliding miter saw UK. These are all really good keywords, and they've got good positions on these. Remember, they're not a particularly powerful website. Anything like this, I wouldn't go with anything with 2020 in it anymore. Any kind of keyword that has a decent amount of words in it is a long tail keyword. Again, it's easier for us to target, easier for us to rank for. So something like best sliding compound miter saw UK, very specific keyword. It's going to pick up things like best miter saw, best value miter saw. You can see there's lots of keyword variations here. And you can see you would have one piece of content that targets all of these keywords. Now, if you are using the trial version of Ahrefs, you can export all of this data. So you can have this data and use it at another point or come back to it. And it's so useful. Now, that's just one website. We can go back to our Google results, and we can do the same process. Look for one of those lower. This one's a good one, DA21. This might be an American site, so if you're focused on the UK, it might not be ideal, but let's take a look. Let's see how they compare as well in terms of how many keywords they have. So they're getting decent traffic as well. Yeah, we can see they predominantly focus on the United States, but they're actually picking up quite a lot of UK keywords as well. So let's just take a quick look at their UK keywords. Let's do the same thing. So we'll go for a keyword. Let's go between 2 and 10. And let's go for anything over 200 this time. And let's see what they rank for. Okay, so some quite specific product types. Parkside bandsaw. These are all product names. What we can also do is we can look for keywords that have certain words in them, such as review. Parkside Tools Review, that's an interesting one. Makita MLT 100 review, again. Table saw reviews. They're not ranking particularly well for those, so I'll probably stay away from those, but anything that they're on page 1 for, we can include. And what we want to do here really is start to build up a bank of keywords that we can target. Now if we just go back to toolsreview.uk, we're going to choose a keyword. So let's go for something clearly woodwork related. Let's go for best cordless jigsaw UK. So we're going to go back over to Google, we're going to pop that in. I'm going to make sure SERPworks is on, which it is, and we can see, yes, they're actually in here in position 1. The other thing we can do here is we can see the age of the sites. So this is quite a good indicator as well. Like if there's lots of sites that are all 15 years old or older, then that's a bit of a red flag. But some of these are fairly young. So garden toolbox. So this is another one here. You see. So what we've got here, I mean, this is a DA14. This is a fantastic website. So what we can do now is we can take this one and we can throw this into Ahrefs, and we can see, I can instantly see this is not a powerful website at all. It's not got many links. It's very clearly an affiliate website. It's not got a huge amount of traffic, but it's got some, and it ranks for a decent amount of keywords. So what we're looking at now, let's just leave the filters off and see what they're going for and see what they are ranking for. I think this is a good one, this best budget jigsaw UK, best mitre source stand, the DeWalt DWS774 review. These are all really good keywords to go for. Mitre saw for skirting boards. I mean, there's so much, and you hopefully are getting the idea now that we can repeat this process. We can look then at what they're ranking for, look at their keywords, and find more websites, and almost the options are almost limitless. And the idea here is, before you know it, you're going to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of keywords that you can potentially rank for. So let's go through that process now in real time for a slightly different niche. So this niche is one that, actually, I was watching a live stream that WP Eagle was doing the other day, and he's putting together a website on air purifiers. So I started doing a little bit of keyword research into it while the live stream was on, and I was kind of putting it in the chat and so on. So I thought that might be a useful one to use for the purposes of this video. So I've not really done anything in advance on this, so this is just going to be on the fly, just to give you an example as to how quick and easy it is to do. So let's head over to Google and let's put this into practice. Now, he was focusing on the United States, so we'll change keywords everywhere over to the United States. And let's just take a look at air purifiers. Let's go with something like best air purifiers. 74,000 searches per month, good start. And is there anything in here that kind of jumps out? So these are all really high DA. In fact, what we do also need to do when we're doing this is we need to go to search settings, because I am in the UK, so it's going to be showing me UK related results. And I'm going to switch that to United States. Right, let's do that again. But we're still seeing DA 94, 90, 95. We do not want to be competing against these. If you've got a brand new affiliate website, this is the sort of keyword that you definitely do not want to be targeting. You're never going to get on page 1 for that in the first instance. So we need to find some other search terms. So let's see what else they've got here. So Google is giving us some instant suggestions. We can also use our keywords everywhere tool here. Let's look at this best air purifier for allergies. 9,900 searches per month, still high DAs. That's still pretty competitive. What are we getting here? Best HEPA air purifier for allergies. Best air purifier for allergies and pets. Let's try that. 720 searches per month. There's still high DA. This one's a little bit lower. So that's interesting. So now this is another point here as well. We've got a website here that's all about, it is literally all about cats.com. That is one that's not niche relevant to air purifiers specifically. It's more niche relevant to cats. So we would discount that in our keyword research. So let's try something like best air, let's go with this one, best air purifiers for mold. Okay, so decent search volume, 1900 a month. What have we got here? So we've got DA79, DA41, DA33, and I think I looked at that one when I was on that live stream actually. Okay, this is interesting, airpurifiers.com, and that's a DA33. Home Air Guides, DA37. So there's a mix there, cool and portable. Now that's an interesting one that we could also look at. So there are a few sites there. I'm going to take a look at, I'm going to take a look at this one again. Let's throw that into Ahrefs. Okay. Now this is quite interesting here, because what we can see here is this is clearly, let's just take a look. Yeah, this is clearly an affiliate website. And what it looks like they're doing is they're going after product reviews. So this website is going to be really good for us to get an idea of product review type keywords that we can go after. So keyword difficulty between 2 and 10, and we'll start with our search volumes of 100 or more. We're on US, so we're good. So, I mean, I've got no idea what that keyword is. We can see here, Levoit LV H132. So that keyword there, which is obviously a product code, might be worth looking at. Let's sort by position. Levoit air purifier review. That would be a pretty good keyword to go after. Dyson HP04 review. Again, they're in position 4 for that. Let's take a look at that actually. Let's put that one in. Actually, we can see these are expensive as well. So you're going to get decent commissions off these if you can get good commission rates. So this one, so we've got high DA on the top, but then they start to come down, 33, 32, Modern Castle. So not perfect, I would say. So let's keep looking. Let's have a look at this Levoit air purifier review. Oh, keywords everywhere is telling us 1,600 searches a month. Right, this is really good. Reviews of airpurifiers.com. They're in position 1 for that. The rest are fairly high DA, that's a bit lower. And then we've got breather quality, DA33. But I'm interested in this site up at the top now. This suddenly has piqued my interest. I'm much more interested in this. Let's throw that into Ahrefs. In fact, we'll keep that. We'll just duplicate the tab, because we want to go back and go through more of these keywords. Not in this video, but this is what you would do. And again, let's just apply the keyword difficulty of 2 to 10. We'll leave the search volumes for now, and we'll look via position, which I think it already was. So yeah, click that again. Kitchen air purifier, humidifier or air purifier. So that's like a question, like a versus type review. Levoit Core 300. Yeah, they've got some good keywords there. Levoit air purifier. So there's so many things here that you could start to look at, and you get your product reviews, you can get your informational articles, and start to build up a bank of keywords that you would want to target. If you've been watching this video to learn about keyword research because you're still choosing your niche, then you might want to watch this video next that explains how to choose a profitable niche. Thanks for watching.